Welcome back to the channel. My name is NutRace and we shall be playing more PLO 20. Up here we need to fold, and down here, interesting one. So he raised the button, I came over the top, get presented with an gutter to the nut flush, to the straight flush. I'm gonna take one off. Make it tougher to get away now. Yeah, we did get a 6, not the one we were looking for. I think against this guy, I think I'm fine with checking here. We have the 8 high flush after all, and we do take it down. Curious to see what he bet out with. Top set, huh? Let's give him a note. Bet pot, three ways, and I was the razor. Right on, no taken. So, yeah, unfortunately no RunItOnce right now. Man, everybody's waiting. I'm certainly waiting for that patch. Because I much prefer to play on RunItOnce, to be honest. In any case, we'll make do. There's some juicy tables going on microgaming. You have this dude sitting on all of the PLO 20 tables. And he's a little bit nutty. 3-bet king, queen, queen, 5 single suited at one point. I vividly remember that. We'll take the maces then. Yes, please. Up it up. Would be swell if he comes over the top once more. Whew. This is so not the board. Nope, not helping. Okay. Ooh, okay, if this guy raises, we need to let it go. It's a little bit too much. Ooh, another PLO 20 table opens up. With some unknowns sitting down, that's always nice. Ooh, wait, let's keep watching this. Having said that, here I get raised, I think I'll let it go. Let me just check if those tables are neatly aligned. Not really. So, what went down here? Yeah, so sorry, I was a little bit late to that party. I think we can pull up the hand history. Put it down here. So this was the hand he 3-bet and called the 4-bet with, and he obviously had aces. Don't see 4-bet there. Not a huge surprise. So we're liking Pandamania. Liking him a whole lot. Good times. A PLO 20 table at least on RunItOnce. No, PLO 10, I mean, sorry about that. Opened up. That's quite nice. So give me a second, let me just check the alignments here of everything. It's as good as it gets for, damn it, for micro. 4-3. Well, if you call with this hand, this is kind of the best flop you can hope for. Giving us 2 pair and blockers that I think are pretty important here right now. All the 3s. But I suspect 2 pairs are good enough at this moment. Nice. Nah. We get aces, we have action, and a mania as always, being the initial raiser. Hang on, this one, need to think about this one. Here we don't, here we just raise it. Donks 21%, that's... I think we're going with this one. Come on, come on, come on, I have the flush draw as well. Yes! Suck it! We had a fine hand there. He had the wrap, the backdoor flush draw. Here we have a very fine hand. We're off to a good start. Shazam! Shazam! Okay. Quite nice a flop. So is this one. We flopped the nuts twice. Here we have a redraw to a full house, I guess. Here decided just to call. Can't really tell you why. I think raising is the way to go here. So on table 3 we took it down with the lead there on that board. Here, here we're definitely not folding. Up here, let's go for it then. A little delayed there with the raise. Checking sounds good. You get raised here once more, that's concerning. Here he checks once more, so let's do the same. That deuce I definitely don't hate. Wait, what happened on table 1? How did he take that pot down? What? I didn't check in the end. Oh, he had a better straight, huh? To the 7, okay. Honestly, I can't remember checking. Take this one down. That was strange. Yep, gonna call. Down here we actually do make a straight. It was kind of fun. Okay. 4-8 straight, huh? Makes sense. I called because I blocked the 9. Down here... A small bet might be fun. Not saying it needs to be bet. Fun bet sizing. Good bet sizing. I almost threw it away too, but in the end I couldn't bring myself to doing it for such a good price. I did it perfectly. Right on. Flopping a top pair in the gutter backdoor flush draw here. By no means a huge hand. And gonna let it go, like there are not many turn cards that make us happy there. Table's filling up a little, that's nice. And we're off to a decent start. We're off up a buy-in, I think. Yeah, a little more, 1.5. Well, we lost 5 euros here, so we're up like 24. Good start. On another table, this guy just told us that he won a 1.5 tournament package, I guess. Yeah, good for him. I opened up a PLO 10 table on the side just because it has a huge average pot size of $10, which is yeah, huge for PLO 10. Top pair. We have an interesting spot down here potentially as well. I came over the top because, you know, it's Pandemania raising. This dude just loves the cold call. I think we're gonna check behind here. We do have some showdown value. Look at that, we had pretty much exactly the same hand. Down here I'm not gonna c-bet. Just gonna check fold. Letting this one go. Down here, one of the button. You know, I'm letting this one go. I'll check it out. King 8, 7, 6, huh? Single suited. And the cutoff. see, I have my doubts that it is a raise in the cutoff. On the button, I would assume it's fine. Cutoff, king 8. So incidentally, we would have flopped interestingly, but you know, I don't regret anything. That's an interesting spot. So first of all, let's check out that king 8. It is! Really! It's the only king 8 hand. There's seeing a suitor that gets raised in the cutoff. Very interesting. So we do make a queen high flush here, the second nut, so to say, and we're good. This one was a little bit too optimistic. I wouldn't mind calling him, but in a multi-base spot, I mean, And now it gets icky. We have to let it go. Just have the nut flush draw. Yeah, shouldn't have been in this hand. Here I'm happy coming over the top. And he took it down with his bet, by the way. Also not necessarily the flop we're looking for. It's a fine hand to raise. Not a good flop, though. Letting it go. Exercising that fold button. No point in raising this one up out of position. We're not often gonna get it down to heads up here. Very, very, very high BP players to our left. Not gonna fold though, and what do you know? Gonna take this one slow. Okay, now I add a flush draw on top. Okay, we have the nuts in the redraw. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting. Would run it once. Hang on. Ooh, a PLO 20 table opened up. Well, then don't mind if we do. Ooh, baby, that was awesome. That was awesome. He had the lowest rate. How beautifully did that work out for us. Pandemania is sitting out. We have a PLO 20 table going on RunItOnce, so I'm gonna actually close this one. This table as soon as the blinds come around. Which they do. On the new PLO 20 table, we have a spot right away. We have top and bottom. I think I'm just gonna put it in here, hoping he doesn't have aces. Nice. With this hand, nothing much more is gonna happen except us folding. Where's up here against this dude? Still worth a raise, I think. Okay, again, top and bottom. The backdoor flush draw. I'm just gonna pot it here. What? I heard the noise. I heard the noise. Take this one down, that's awesome. Really blonde! Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it immensely. Alright, so let me just rearrange the tables a little bit nicer. I'm very happy to have a PLO 20 table from RunItOnce going now. Right, so once more we're sitting on 4 tables, almost all of them being PLO 10. Sorry, PLO 20, except for table 1 up here, which is PLO 10. Gonna close the table ahead, open on the side, and here I think checking isn't horrible. Not gonna fold with the 10 as a blocker. It's of course not an exciting card at all. Just gonna check behind, expect to lose it quite a lot. Not losing against that, no. For the min raise, really? Ugh, this is stupid. 8 min raises. We don't flop a 3 down there, so I'm gonna fold. Yeah, so I didn't leave the table where it was deep to hit and run. Not necessarily, it's just that the fun player set out, the Pandemania guy, the other dude to our left, the fun player left, and I needed to cut down on tables. And it looks like we're gonna be taking this one down. Gonna be with a shot now, because maybe we get called by another ace-8, which we now beat, or an ace-king. Maybe. If somebody shows up with a better hand than ours, I'll be shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Shocked! Ooh, this is a better hand. The ace-3 deuce. Double suited. Ooh, the table's down to heads up. That spells trouble, because I suck at heads up. So I'm gonna give it a few moments, see if somebody else joins. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave that table behind. Yeah, I'm just no good at heads up. So, we're having an excellent start to the session, I must say. Get raised here. I think I'll let... Yeah, there's not many good turn cards here if we are indeed behind. If he has a draw, he has very decent equity against us with a combo draw with backdoors. Yeah, play this one a little close to the chest. You have a pair and then a flush draw. That's quite nice. Could raise, but I don't think it's necessary. Even against 2 opponents, we have a very decent amount of equity there. We're not gonna fold. Hell no, especially not against a half-pot bet size, which I find slightly mystifying. Not a very particularly happy outcome here in the end. Down here we have a double paired hand on the button, certainly good for a raise. Oops, up here I misclicked. I didn't mean to be in this hand at all. This is quite nice. Bottom set, adding a flush draw on top, that's awesome. Let's raise it up. Well, that's very likely not a bad card at all. Given the way this hand was played on the flop, I you'd need to have the 6-8 to beat us, right? I mean the 6-3, but it would be really weird if he had any of these. So I'm not gonna size up too much, I do want to get called here. This bet size is basically screaming, please call me, please call me. How did he win this? What the? Oh, really? How did you find a call with that? All the way down there. So he had ace 7, 7, 6, diamonds and hearts. And I'm completely mystified as how he was able to call the turn race there. Well, he had the open ender, but still. And in the end, he rivered a better set. That's just wild. Huh. Yeah, that was unexpected to lose this hand to that, or to lose this hand at all, actually, the way it was played. Okay. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Up here, triple suited. I mean, we do have the Jack-10 combo with 8-7 with one gap, but I think it's borderline okay. Although we are short, something I hadn't considered. Would have made it into a fold at 50 big blinds. Yeah, so as much as it saddens me, I would prefer to have to keep the table open. I don't think I will. I'm not sure if I'm a dog behind against him, heads up, but generally speaking, it's not my game. Check something. Okay, so we can move this over a little. Yeah, that's better. In the cutoff, this is alright. In MP, this is a fold, by the way. Let's check it out for the cutoff just to be sure. 9-9. Because the gaps really hurt the hand, which is not a super strong hand to begin with. So you want to be very careful with your hand selections with cards, with like paired hands, with side cards that have to do with the pair. They need to be, generally speaking, very well connected. Let's check it out. 9-9, was it? It's 6. You know what? That one's actually a fold still in the cutoff, so what I say is definitely true, and I kind of stepped over the line there a little bit. It's not a huge deal, but the 8-7 is fine, it's a raised call, the 7-6 is fine, the 9 and 7-6, because then... Was the 7-6 fine or not the 8-6? Oh, because there's a gap between the side cards there, I see, I see. So the 7-6, you still have a gap between the 7 and the 9s, but the side cards themselves don't have a gap, and apparently that is important there. For aces, this isn't an ideal flop to say the least. With the 10 and the flush, I think I'm gonna go with this one if this guy folds. He did bet into 2 people, which is worrying. Don't get me wrong, and there's a chance that he has us in really bad shape. Ooh, what a turn. He was drawing to 1 out on the turn. Got a little bit lucky there. We did have to flush draw as backup, so it's not horrible. He didn't have us in horrible shape with top set. But we definitely got a little bit lucky there. I don't mind. I got more than a little bit unlucky yesterday in a bunch of spots. So I'll take it. Now that is quite nice. I think we just pot it. If I get raised, there's a chance I'm not actually gonna lay it down. Woo! Another awesome flop, wow. Take this one down. Yeah, so if he has an overpair, he's not gonna be able to get away from it. It's like kings and aces, yeah. Yeah. Gonna give him the nice hand. I'm not even trying to needle him. He had a genuinely nice hand and the perfect flop for it. Oh, no, you're dead against quads there. The answer is almost never. In any case, good things are happening all around. Ooh, more tea. More tea. Wow, these guys are playing 4 Pokemon. And no regrets that I'm not in this hand. You know, would have flopped the 7s there on the flop, but doesn't matter at all. It's not a hand where you want to be. Yeah, where you want to see a flop like ever. Unless it's blind versus blind. In the end, it probably still is a call. Let's check this one out, I'd be curious. And the mania, bad aces. Let's just call these for a change. I'm gonna raise it right away. A whole bunch of draws here. If he has something nice, then he's gonna put it all in, yep. He's never expecting us to have aces. Ooh, we have it in rough shape. He has backdoor flushes and now he's dead. Jesus Christ, things are working out for us right now. That's a welcome change from yesterday. We were struggling all day. Against him, easy call, in position. He checks that it's mighty nice of him. Make top 2, which is mighty nice of the dealer. I'll put it all in. Right on. Right on indeed. Jesus, yeah, on micro we are now up 100 euros. I think we're up like 5. No, yeah. No, actually on RunItOnce we're down like 10. Something like that. So we're up a little more than 90, 95 maybe. Good start for almost 5 buy-ins. I'll take it. Oh, they're playing a decent one. Aces, ace-6, and 6s. Wow, wow, what a setup flop there. That's a tough one. Can't get away from 6s there. The ace-6 didn't observe the action, how it went down. Maybe there's a chance you can get away. This one is a fold. Ooh, I was gonna check out something, right? King Jack 10 deuce, right. This one is a fold though, this one I don't need to look up. Need to be careful in the small blind. Because we're gonna be playing out of position a lot and all that jazz. So in that King Jack 10 deuce suited hand, I think we were in the small blind. It was like an MP raise. MP open and a caller, so it was a squeeze situation in the matrix. Let me check that out. Small blind squeeze. Let's go with small blind squeeze and under the gun open. I think that models the situation the best, the closest. King Jack 10 deuce. Ah, clear fold, not even close. King Jack 10 9 is fine, but that would be a raise, and a raise call at that. Oh yeah, that was with King Jack 10 9, I'm raising that. But the King Jack 10 deuce is not even close. Let's check it out, assuming it was the same spot, but the cutoff raised. So we would be squeezing into small blind versus a cutoff open and a caller. Get raised by Pandemania. It's to be expected. He raises a lot. I'm gonna take one off here, see if he comes down. Up here we have a pair and a gutter. Okay. So here he doesn't come down. We would.
IEGLGL.
Raven! Dad! Raven, man, thanks a bunch for the subscription. 2 months in a row. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. Ah, on the road to PLO 50, my friend. Oh, I wonder why the chat didn't do anything there. Is my chat broken? Yes, didn't get the message there in chat. However, I did receive the message of you subscribing, and I appreciate it immensely. Yeah, we're gonna bet here. Alrighty, taking that one down. Man, that's crazy. That's just crazy. 25 subscribers. Was it 26 at this point? I don't know. 25, I think. Either one is crazy. We did unlock yesterday. An additional emote slot. So now I moved the pot button emote to tier 1 subscriptions. It should be there soon. Like, give it a couple of days usually for them to approve it. And added a new tier 2 emote, and the new tier 3 emote is coming as well. Should anybody wish to, you know, do that. Yeah, I think the pot button is pretty much the nicest one we have. So I felt it would be much nicer to have it in tier 1. And I'm smiling every time I'm looking over and see that message that you subscribed. Awesome, man. We're doing well, Raven, so far. We're up almost 5 buy-ins. Got lucky in some spots and just plain up didn't get sucked out in other spots where we got the money in well. Aces might help on our road to PLO 50, which is either gonna happen this Sunday or next week. You know, barring any really tough run bad until then. Which we had a little bit yesterday. We were struggling all day yesterday. At the worst, we were down 10 buy-ins, like around 200 euros. In the end, we made a spectacular comeback just before the stream ended and finished down like 50 buy-ins. So no, 50 buy-ins, 50 euros, 2.5 buy-ins. So rarely was I happier to having lost 2.5 buy-ins than yesterday. This is not going to be the board we're going to put any more money in on. Can't win them all. And also, I forgot. Thanks for the good luck wishes, Raven. I hope I didn't miss any chat messages prior to that, but I don't think I have. No, it doesn't look like it. What are these guys up to? I feel it's always much nicer to have the RunItOnce table in view. Just looks so much cleaner. I used some of the binds we won today to hire an artist, have a new logo made up and a new emote. I'm very curious to see how both of those turn out. Eight entries in the PLO 10 pool now, which is nice. 38 at PLO 50, so... The giraffe! Exactly, the giraffe! Actually, hang on, I can show you the giraffe. I think it came out quite nicely. Let me see. Emos, giraffe... Alright. So here it is in large. And... this is like the... hang on, maybe I can put it into... sorry about that. And that would be the giraffe in the largest Twitch size here. I don't know if that version isn't visually pleasing enough, then I'll have it drawn up again by an emote artist, like have it properly drawn. Not sure yet. I'll let you guys tell me. Ooh, we get aces on the PLO 10 table, that's awesome. This one I kind of folded on autopilot. I think it's fine even for the button, where we open a lot, but the 4 deuce combos kind of looks iffy. I'll check it out. First of all, let's check this out with a squeeze spot. Certainly gonna go for it. Aces are decent enough. Certainly gonna c-bet here. Here we get called. Here I prefer to check. I'm not necessarily folding depending on the bet sizes. Against 2 peeps. Yeah, start off by checking. Yeah, I'm gonna take one off. We do have a gutter, we have a backdoor flush draw. Any deuce is gonna be fine. A queen might be... not sure how to end that sentence. Against the pot size, there ain't much we can do. Right, button 8-8, 4 deuce singer suited. Was the hand I was curious about. Oh hell yeah, yeah. Definite fold, even on the button. Good to know. Wow, they're playing for a decent one, it seems. And the mania betting with the 8 high straight times 2. Incidentally, we would have had the same straight. We would have split it 3 ways. That doesn't happen all that often at all. Some action at the PLO 10 table. Down here, even completing the action? I don't think so. Wow, they're playing for another big one. Panda's involved in a lot of large pots. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, Raven. I'm gonna put up a poll once they're live if you prefer to have them drawn, if the style is okay. So you guys can let me know then. Let's check this one out. This one is even an open under the gun. Now I'm definitely folding. Well, actually I won't. This guy is crazy. We have a suited ace. If I would suspect it, there's a good chance that he could come over the top. I would fold it. I very much doubt that he will. If he does, of course, now it would suck. Donkey balls. And we're not gonna flop anything nice all that often, but when we do, we stand to win a huge one, and that'll make up for the times that we don't flop anything, I believe. Suited ace, but let's check out if this should be an open under the gun in the first place with the 6 in there. Yeah. I was pondering a bluff here. And we do block ace, queen, queen, jack, queen 10 type of hands. The 10-6 is a raise fold, yeah, that part is alright, that part I figured. But it is fine to raise it. The ace, jack, 10-6 hand here. Aces, huh? What if said he has kings? He had the kings. The king 8-6 was worth a 3-bet for him. Very, very loose 3-better. 3-bet the king, queen, queen 5 single suited at some point as well. This one was triple suited king 8-6. Making me regret having called there even less. Actually. Closing the action, jacks, sure. Funny run out with that 4 there. Do take it down. Don't think we're gonna get caught by anything that we beat here. And looking at the cards that they had, we wouldn't have. So checking this one behind is the way to go, I feel. Ace 9, 6, 4, yep, that's fine. Suited to the ace, button open. We flop nicely. Consider the lead here. So I think he might not be c-betting all that much on this board. Turns out he does this time around, so good news for us. We get to put a check raise in. Get called too. Now while this is a diamond, the thought of 10-9 is certainly in his mind at this point, I would hope. Also hoping he doesn't have the 10-9. We do make a full house now. We have... well, not the second nuts, but we're not doing bad. Beat 6s, we beat deuces full. Cool. Playing for another huge one. Every time I look over to a table where Pandemania is seated, a lot of money is in. Come on, you win, you win. Ugh. No justice in the world, just no justice. Yeah, quality hands all around by Panda. Whew. Speaking of which. Play this one heads up in position, that is fine. Right on. Decided to bet a little bit bigger to ideally end the hand right there. Gonna be a raise unless this guy raises, then we're just gonna call. That's what I call a decent flop. Please pot it. I think I just repotted here. Well, I could go for the call. Nah. He bets this large, there's a decent chance he's not gonna go out. Too bad. Too bad. Gonna do over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna call. Hey, he's just in 3-bet heaven, man. The gentleman. Tough with this guy behind now. Oh, that's very nice of you to check there, sir. Oh, here we can't be part of it unfortunately anymore if he now comes over the top. I'm gonna go with a small bet here. And this guy on the other table actually laid it down against the 4-bet. That's a rarely seen thing for him. Happy to take this one away. That's mighty nice. Giving us 2 current nuts. And the nuts stay nutty. And we're doing A-okay. Yeah, up like 110, 5.5 buy-ins. I like it. And you know what? I don't like the raise size, the bet size I put in here on the river with the straight. Should have sized down a little bit. It's really tough to get called there. Once I pot the turn, I mean. The Gloryman! Hey Gloryman, thank you very much for your suggestions regarding the PLO move-up celebration. And thanks for the drop-in, man. And of course, thanks for the good luck wishes. We're doing well, Glory. I think you just heard we're up by a little over 5 binds, 5.5. That's a very decent card. Giving us essentially the nuts right now. I don't think he has a set. anything that beats us. This changes things a little bit, meaning we can't bet anymore. And he hit a 10-9-6 with a king kicker, okay. This here I kind of spaced out, I should have raised this one. It was like a min raise. Unlocked the additional emote slot yesterday, Gloryman, so I moved down the pot button, so for a day or two it'll be in limbo. I deleted the old one and uploaded the giraffe for the new tier 1 emote as well. And finally hired an artist today to redo a logo and the Nutcracker emote, which I'm looking forward to as well. Now that's a nice flop. I don't think he's c-betting this one all that often. Yeah, I misclicked. Fuck. Yeah, which is why I decided to lead. I mean, on the other hand, the check isn't gonna be a disaster there. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the check. Get a lot of folds with a lead. On the other hand, I do this basically without hitting that board at all, hoping that it doesn't hit him at all once he 3-bets. Which it rarely doesn't do often. I'm not gonna say rarely, but not that often at least. What? Oh, that's gonna be tough to pronounce. W-T-I-T-T-E-I. Sorry, I'm butchering this one. W-Tati? Tati? Maybe? More importantly, has followed the channel. Thank you very much, I appreciate it immensely. Get raised by Pandemania. That one he doesn't do that often. On the flop that he raises flop bets. Yeah. Gotta give him some respect here. Something he doesn't get pre-flop from me. But on this spot, I feel raise is the way to go. Fold is the way to go. Yeah, thanks for the follow, even though I butchered the name for sure. Yeah, can't figure out a way how to pronounce it. Alright, now you can see the tier 2 emote. I added it to the banner there in the bottom right. Next up are going to be some new subscriber badges. Then I think everything's taken care of for now. And the new logo I can of course use for the merchandising, which is still too funny to me. But it was the idea of the chat to have like a t-shirt or a coffee cup, so who am I to argue with that? No interesting hands. This one might potentially be interesting. Tell you what, if it gets folded around to me, I'm just gonna complete. Because we're gonna be playing this one out of position against Pandemania, who raises a lot. Oh, watch him raise. No! Good thing I didn't bet on it. Nothing to do but to let it go. It's all good. That's one check too many. Nope, not even closing the action. Too disconnected, that whole hand. No, but this guy I don't know anything, but gonna treat it as a normal player. If I knew he would be overly tight, I might find a way to fold this. And I will. It's tough for us to make 2 pair, having a pair in our hand. No backdoors. The 7 as a blocker is alright-ish, but not super exciting. Not many turn cards that we like. That was basically the main reason for me to fold there. Sorry. Sorry for the wild switching. I'm gonna call this. You have a pretty similar hand over here. I think this one I would prefer to play this one heads up. Flop a top pair and a flush draw. Might turn out to be good enough in the end. Make that 2 pair and an open ender. That's pretty nice now. And that is an excellent flop for this hand. Wow. So here we are gonna we don't need to pot it, I think. Here we're gonna go a little over half, size it up just a smidgen. Get called right away and we turn pure. The nut straight, open-ended straight flush, 2 pair. It's not impossible to lose this hand, but man, am I loving it. Everything just got better and better and better from the flop onwards. Wow. Oh, that was a sight to behold. Ah, nice. 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 He had the perfect hand against us. The perfect. That was a cooler for him a little bit. It's a tough spot. On table 2 I took it down with the turn bet, by the way. This one I'm gonna let go. Not worth a call with the 3 and the deuce in there. Not many hands that are, you know, truly exciting that contain a 3 and a deuce. Splash pot over here, gonna fold it to re-raise. Huh. So that happened. Blocking all on outs, having no spade, gonna size up here. So on RunItOnce we're up 10. Micro Gaming we're up 110, so 126 buy-ins. Nice. Very nice hand down here as well. Ace King Jack 5 double suited. Top 2 and a gutter. I'm actually gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna bet this. I'm not gonna get raised by much. Sets are not gonna raise. If he does raise, then I'm sad a little bit that I have bet, but with the queen in my hand, I think it's alright to go for it. Again, the question is what calls me. Not a lot that I beat. Like any set is gonna call me a 9-8 possibly, something like that. With a pair and a flush draw maybe, backdoor. Maybe it should still be just a check there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think in the future I'm gonna go for the check there pretty much always, even with a block on my hand. Because it's just so sad when we get raised, when we have to give this one up. 2 pair, a gutter to the nuts ourselves, backdoor nut flush draw. Not a happy occasion having to fold that. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it from now on. What I'm gonna do here is gonna call, happily so. No miracle flop this time. However, I'm not lowering the SPR here in any significant way, otherwise I would have come over the top, potentially of what wasn't even a full-size raise. Interesting turn. Very interested in seeing a river now. Oh, we do take it down, awesome. He hit a 6-3-3 deuce, and he... wow, really? Well, I guess that's why he's marked in red. Is he ill? Should we call the authorities? He folded to a simple 3-bet there. Just gonna call these. Maybe we get really lucky and somebody comes over the top. Last time we did that work beautifully when we had bad aces, flatted them on the button a little early in the session. Flopped an ace, won a full buy-in off of him. Let's take one off. Maybe we can turn a miracle. Wow. I'm really curious to see if he bets again. I'm very happy to check behind. Really? Oh, you're shitting me. I didn't need to turn this one into a bluff. I was blocking the nut flush, but still, I don't mind the way I played it, I think. His turn bet was varying. A bunch of sets in his range there, 8s and 3s. Well, more likely 8s, but still. Looks like this guy is pretty crazy as well here. Give him a red tag for now. It's absolute kings with an 8 and a 6 as side cards. Sounds pretty nice, not gonna fold it to a re-raise. Wow, there are a bunch of draws on this board. I should consider checking here, and I'm not sure if that would be a fun thing to do. Maybe we get lucky, somebody bets, and then we can really put the pressure on. That's a very, very awesome turn. Giving us a flush draw on top, completing no straight at all. Come on, if you do it, come over the top. Ain't gonna hate you for it. Not gonna hate taking it down right now. That was a sweet little pot right there. Cool. I'm fine check calling it now. Maybe he wants to bluff. I'm not saying that's the only thing he can do. His bet could very well turn out to be a value bet there. He had 8-7-5-5. That would be a hand to turn into a bluff. Right on. King, Queen, Queen 3, double suited. Looks like a fine open. It's a very decent turn, giving us a lot of additional equity. Bring a gutter to the nuts and a second nut flush draw. Could actually see him fold. He does fold a lot out of position. Ooh. Wait, actually he doesn't. Ah, snap fold. Ooh, that's a lot of aces. How are we gonna do this then? Just gonna call. And fold. I'm not gonna try any blocker plays against two Mokai here. Some stuff's going on the PLO 10 table. Curious. PLO 50 soon, hopefully next Sunday. Every time I look over there in the lobby, I see more than enough tables for our purposes going on microgaming. Ah, on RunItOnce, of course. Can't wait to join. This one we're just... yeah. Not sure, I think fold... nah, you know what? This needs to be folded. I don't even need to look this one up in the matrix. I will, nevertheless, but... it's at least an interesting turn. But this is a fold. This one I took down. The splash pot was mine. Ace is over here. Ace is over here against Gary Rex, who is pretty active himself. Relatively fishy. Now that's awesome. Queen Jack 10, yeah, is a fold. Queen Jack 10 deuce there. Now, there's a good chance we're gonna lose this one. Three ways, crappy aces. Against kings and jacks. Jacks on front right now. Come on, ace. Oh, we got a little bit back. We only lost half of our stack there. Here we turn a gutter and a flush draw. Have the top pair covered as well. That's a horrible, horrible river. You have a speed, sir? Yeah, two pair. He thought about making a move there with the blockers. I would have in his shoes. Let's see if we can get some revenge over here. This is rough, because the trouble is here. Ah, man. Trouble is, this guy is not 3-betting a lot at all. Still, this might be a bad move, to be honest. Ooh, wonderful. Come on, don't do me like that! Are you shitting me? That one hurt. That one hurt a little bit. Like, in my heart. Got one of the 2 remaining queens, huh? Nasty. Down here, I'm gonna give it a call. And never mind, we are 4 ways. I didn't notice that. I thought we were 3 ways, which wouldn't make it much better, but a little bit. Here, check. Here, gonna bet large at that. Take it down. Very happy with that. Wow, we got a few spots. Hang on. So here, I decided to bet large now. Take it down. Ace is here. Not a board we're super excited about. Gonna check fold this. Over here we have aces. Let's hope somebody comes over the top. That would be awesome. Took down a small €1 pot on another table with trips. Ah, that was nasty with that jacks and queens hand. Get him in really rough shape there on the flop. Oh well. These guys are still at it on this pot. Took it down on table 3 with the c-bet there. Gonna leave one table and switch it out for another one. Giving us top 2 now. Now that's not a very helpful card at all. We do take it down, very nice. Well, we're still up 92, 95, 97 on micro, so not a huge deal having lost that pot. Gonna go for the full pot size re-raise, hoping to put it all in now. On the BB, blocking our own outs by holding a jack as well. Take it down. Check here. Now that's a interesting turn. Right on. Right on. Here we get let into now. I find it strange. check behind. Cool. Yeah, so in total we're still up 5 binds, I think. Let me check how things are going on RunItOnce. Yeah. Actually a little more, almost 5.5. Cool. Wow, we get a walk from Panda. Doesn't happen that often. So today's decently connected sidecards. Happy to call. Frenchie! Welcome back, welcome back. Here's a call on the flop. Yeah, I'm not usually surprised by that. To be honest. See if we can straight up steal this one. Yeah, yeah. So where do you get post-flop and GTO post-flop information from, Frenchie? That I would be curious to know about. Because the matrix only helps me for, you know, pre-flop stuff, of course. We cracked 25 subs yesterday, Frenchie. Now the pot emote is coming to tier 1. And the giraffe is already being approved. Well, it's in the process of being approved by Twitch for tier 2. Also hired an artist to redo a logo, the logo, and do one tier 3 emote, just so we have it. So table 2 looks pretty crappy. I'm gonna let her go for now. See, I think yeah. Gonna find a PLO 10 table on RunItOnce. That's much nicer. Over here, this one, I think it's loose pay. I'm gonna let it go. Whew. Down here is queen 7-3. I think this is a fold, to be honest. MP is queen 7-3. It's close to 7 deuce is a fold. This one can be a raise call or a raise fold. Now, you know, maybe I'm making a mistake here now on the cutoff. Let's check it out. Never hurts. And the cutoff in the under the gun, I mean. Yeah, this one should be folded. 7-4 would be fine. Cool stuff. Right, so let me just rearrange the tables a little bit nicer. Alright, still sitting on 4 tables. Now finally 2 of them being run at once. I much prefer that. Soon we'll be at PLO 50. Wow, something happened at PLO 200. There was 1 entry a little bit earlier, now there are 7? What's going on? Jenanda streaming by any chance? No, I would have gotten a message, right? Also, you guys wouldn't be here. You're watching Jenanda, as you should. Nope, not him. Curious. Even closing the action, I'm letting this one go. Yeah, okay. In that case, much more so. Alex Lemsky! Hey, nice to see you, Alex. You know me and my memory like a sieve. That's definitely nice. Right, so one thing after another. Down here. Better let it go. Here we get led into, which is awesome. Did I check I checked the flop? What the deuce happened there? No, I've seen it all. I don't much like it. Starts with a V. Starts with a V. Oh, right. Duh. Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to think, like on Sunday I'll be able to play PLO 50. I'm starting to think I won't, at least not on Sunday. We're gonna have like a countdown stream on Sunday, maybe with like a little giveaway, like a countdown to PLO 50 stream. Because Monday, the reason why I'm saying this, Monday is the day I'm taking off. And yeah, then I can use the Monday to study a little bit, which is sorely needed. Yeah, no need to part it here. Really, do tell, Frenchie. An amazing feature. Sounds amazing already. Not being sarcastic either. If you say it's amazing, I'm inclined to believe it. In a splash pot, this is a nice hand to get. Tiny splash though, right? Yeah, that sense. 1 BB. Take it down. Cool. I'll take it. Now if this guy raises, if anyone raises, I'm not gonna come over the top, but I'm certainly gonna call. Instead we got a walk, which is also fine. Nice! Very nice. Them turns be coming, no? Here we have the ace 9-6 double suited. Looks pretty swell, if you ask me. That's a decent little board. Yeah. True. Guys, I think we have to send out a doctor. I haven't seen Pandemania race in quite a while. Something might be up. We follow up aces on this table by, well, you know, aces. Follow up by, follow up with. And take it down once more. Sweet. If it keeps going like that, we'll be rich at the end of the session. Yeah, not gonna come over the top. Certainly want to play here against him. Yeah, no, but I'll look into that product today and see if I can maybe convince the the author to give it to us for free in order for in exchange for doing some streams with it. Let's see. If not, I'll look into buying it. Aces, followed up by more aces on a different table. There's a min raise here, really. Gonna be a big one. Let's flop well. Oh, you come over the top, that'd be good too. Really, the cold call? Okay. Just gonna put the money in with this SPR, not loving the spot, obviously. Loving it now. Very nice, very nice. Nice little pot there. Nice little stack too. This guy, you know, I want to play as many hands as I can against Panda. He's just altogether too crazy by half. Might see a Panda check, yep. Happy to oblige. See if we can straight up steal it for a good price. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Let me check how much was that software. $80 a month, wow. It's not cheap. Ooh, we get raised here, that's quite sweet. Well, awesome, let's do it your way then. Aces as well? Yeah, I like mine better. Just because they're mine. Did we actually take this one down? No, I thought for a moment we scooped. Alas, we only split. Fair enough. A disciplined raise here. Didn't go for the maximum there. Flop 2 backdoors and future blockers, I guess. Cool. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Nah. Check this one out. If it would be an open in MP. When we're not suited to the ace. Would be. Could even be a raise call or a raise fold. Interesting. So is the same true for this hand then? Let's check this out as well. The fan! What? Thanks a lot for the raid, the fan. So, to everybody who just came over, my name is Nutrace and I am playing PLO 20 for now, PLO 50 soon, every day on RunItOnce. And right now, since the traffic on RunItOnce can be a little bit flaky since it's still in beta, I sometimes play on microgaming a little bit too, and I do it every day, all day, and I'm fairly successful with it so far. Having had a bunch of good months, up over, including stream rakeback, up over 270 buy-ins since February. And thanks everybody for coming over. And for those of you in my channel who don't know the fan is playing, and very well I might add. No limit, high stakes, the highest stakes RunItOnce has to offer. I've seen him play NL 200, NL 500, and he's very often crushing it very much. So I enjoy hosting him, I enjoy watching him. We have a bunch of interesting spots here. The money is gonna go in. Not breaking a sweat. We have a beautiful flop. Up here I decided to wait. Okay, that's us, and that's us in the end. Tripled up there. No sweat. Now that was fun. So here I came over the top of like a min open, I believe. I hoped it was a min open, because otherwise I wouldn't have. Here with a beautiful hand I cold called a 3-bet. Unfortunately I can't do much on this board. That is fine. So for today with the triple up we are now up a little over 30 on RunItOnce. And on microgaming we're up 110, 147 buy-ins for today. That is quite nice for a 1 hour and 40 minute session. Thanks for the good luck, dear fan. How was your session? I didn't even ask. I hope you had a good one. Right. So the inside update infos, I'm assuming you're talking about the RunItOnce client. So let me give you a quick breakdown. The new client is gonna come either this week or, really soon. Phil Gaffron said he was hoping for this week. And it's gonna be featuring improved stability, a new special table background for splash pots, for the huge splashes, so you're not gonna be able to miss those in the future. New table backgrounds. Female avatars. Most important for you is probably stability. The other thing is in PLO splash pots, the splash amounts are not going to count towards the raise sizes anymore, which, yeah, I realize is not that exciting to you because you play NL mostly. And the other inside update infos was Frenchie's that PLO Vision is going to feature turns from now on. Also some news for the channel. I cracked the 25 or reached the 25 subscription mark yesterday, which is just crazy to me. Also meaning that we unlocked an additional emote slot. Maybe we'll take this one down actually. Nope. And now I moved the pot button down to the tier 1 emote. And the new giraffe emote is gonna come for tier 2, and I hired an artist for a new logo and a new tier 3 emote. And new subscription badges. And life is good all around. You just played with me? Right, so we're gonna call this because Panda is crazy. Otherwise I'd pretty much snap fold it. We're gonna be playing this one in position. I don't think he's gonna come over the top. So we flop a top pair, backdoor flush draw. At 100 BB I actually might want to put it in. If he checks, that's usually... I didn't see him go for the check raise there a lot. Avoid me like the pest. Nice. It sounded like it worked well. Worked out for you. You had a good session. Very nice. So here I came over the top. I usually don't do it with this kind of hand. Yeah. Glad to let it go. Well, glad is overstating it, but here we flopped the bottom set against Panda. Plenty of opportunities to be drawing almost to be drawing to one out, let's put it like that. But I'm gonna go with it, 400 BB. Yeah, not looking to get raised here. Because he is careful post-flop when it comes to the raising. He's pretty loose when it comes to the 3-betting, this guy. Nice. The other 400 BB, hey, 4 buy-ins, that's awesome. In terms of buy-ins, it's nice. I know in terms of money, it doesn't mean much to you. Seeing how high you play. Here I first called and this guy raised, closing the action. This one I can call. You know, do have some nutted outs. I.e. queens. Right, I remember, Stefan, actually, that you were in the chat back then. So yeah, I didn't tell you anything new there. How did this one end? Didn't pay attention. Aces were in there. Somebody won with a straight in the end. Flopped a wrap. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the new update either. Oh, let's keep watching here for now, since we already started while observing. Did I fold wisely? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed, man, that it comes out this week. Because I think a lot of players are waiting anxiously for that update in order to return to the tables. I'm the big blind, I just checked here, otherwise I wouldn't have been in this hand. P182, welcome to the channel, mate. Or lady, never know. So, short answer is yes, it does work. Some caveats though, so you need to be using the classic client, you can't use the Prima client. And for Poker Tracker and Hold'em Manager, you need to use a specific old version. What? Ivanildo 7, thank you very much for the follow, it's hugely appreciated. So right, so you need to use a specific version if you want to know, like, you know, if you want to use the HUD there and you want to use Poker Tracker, let me know and I'll put the version into chat in a moment. Just tell me. And one problem or one issue there is that it'll only track the hands that you VPip on. It's not going to track the hands that, you know, where you fold pre and or not in the blinds. And that will skew, it'll change all the stats slightly. So you can't really use it for analysis. The HUD stats are going to be slightly skewed as well. But it's still a very useful indicator for everything. And with the, as I said, with the Hold'em, with the Poker Tracker version, I can give you the exact version. For Hold'em Manager, I honestly don't know. There you would have to ask in the, I guess in the forums, Hold'em Manager forums. Frenchie, the update is still not on, not yet. Gonna go for it here. Everybody called, very iffy river here. Seeing that it was checked around on the flop there, I thought it was a better than average chance of Two people. We are still taking this one down? What the? Okay. That's unexpected. Oh. Yeah, you might be right. That they... I'm sure they're gonna do a promotion with it too, yeah. Very likely, I feel. Wow, that was unexpected taking that pot down. Against the small blind, I'm happy checking behind here. Small blind shows up a lot with a lot of Broadway cards. This is a very decent card. We do block Queen Jack, most likely candidate to beat us at this point. Queen 6 doesn't happen that often. Queen Deuce doesn't happen often at all. Just gonna call here super deep against this guy. That hand with bottom set will do. Take it down on table 1, by the way. Good call, Frenchie, will do. He's too short to take one off. Otherwise I gladly would. Okay. Whoa, Panda left here. Trying to find the 5s. Oh, how is that for board? Wow. Actually gotta check the... yeah, actually gotta check this. Because we're crushing this board really hard. Now, of course, I'm not just gonna call. 5-8-8-4, you say, huh? It's a pity that we have the King of Hearts in our hand as well, making it that much harder for him to call here. Maybe for that reason I should size down a little bit. Okay, giving us a straight actually. It's quite alright. Not a great card, but yeah, the Jack 10 got there, that's the trouble right there. Too bad. So he only had the open ender, he didn't have a 9. Right? Yeah, damn it, just the open ender really. Happy to check, maybe he wants to bluff at it. Not folding here. If he bets, that's the whole point of the check. Not gonna be, you know, not super excited. Are we behind queens here? No, behind the 9 actually. Wow, nasty. Nasty, nasty. Nice hand, he says. Nice hand, I say. So this table is definitely losing its appeal rapidly. Only one interesting player who is short, otherwise two regulars or aggressive players at least. Use Poker Tracker 4. Well, perfect. I can give you the information then. Right, so about changing nicknames, you're completely correct. The notes stick to those people even if they change their nick. And you would lose their HUD stats if they do that, but you can set up aliases for them as well, I believe. So that's definitely an option. Flop a gutter and nothing else. Alright, so I'm gonna give you the link to the Poker Tracker version in a second. So both of these PLO 20 table didn't look all that exciting anymore. People left, closed both of them, opened up a PLO 10 table on micro instead. See how that goes. Right, so let me get on giving you that version there. Nah. Well, that's the 7 in my hand. Maybe I can go for the bet fold. I think I don't... Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Now it's played, I'm gonna let it go. Wait, so... Right, there's the link. Now, I don't know if you use Poker Tracker on any other sites. For example, if you use it on Stars, you're gonna run into a problem that you cannot have the old Poker Tracker running when you open Stars. Gonna be a nice spot to bluff. Because Stars is gonna complain that you're using software against the terms and conditions. So what I did, I installed 2 versions of Poker Tracker. Which isn't a problem, you can just install a second one, it's gonna use the same key and everything, you don't even need to enter the key then. And I also, since the new Poker Tracker version comes with a database update, so I now have 2 databases, one for microgaming and one for everything else. And yeah, that's something to keep in mind there. I'm gonna let it go. You have a pair, both backdoors. Really hope he doesn't bet pot. That's perfect. Quite nice, giving us the nut flush draw on top. What a run out. Ah, too bad. I think when I bet here he's gonna fold a whole lot. Kind of a gamble that I took, hoping that he would bet. I'm trying not to play my hands too passively. I figured it was worth a shot this time. Once more, we're sitting on 4 tables. Except for table 4 down here. All of them are PLO 10 for the moment. Can't really be helped, unfortunately. Hello, nuts. See if we can get some money in here. Here he bet basically pot on the flop. Maybe I should have folded as played now. Still gonna take one off. Most of my 2 pair outs might still be good. Getting a decent price. I would have preferred had I folded the flop, to be honest, though. And here I'm gonna go for the bluff with a 10 in my hand. Oops, I have nowhere near enough showdown value. I could check and give up. It's an option as well. Nice. Yeah, happy to help. P182. Happy to help. And I assume you can't, because you can set up aliases for your nicknames, right? And I would assume you can do the same for your opponents. I've never tried it. But yeah, I thought as much recently. So 2 hands with kings where we're just gonna give up. Not sure how the pot is so small here, what I did here. Closing the action down here, decided to gamble it up a little bit. Certainly not a great hand to be in there with. Some nutted outs though. Yeah, my pleasure. Happy to help. Really, the classic under the gun open limp. Okay. Fair enough then. Flop a very top pair, single raise pot, 3 ways, called closing the action here. Maybe I can get away with just potting it here on the flop, to be honest. Yeah, I'll let it go. I think I would have liked to pot the flop. Like to do it with a very weak hand to balance that range a little bit, and if I get raised, you know, I'm not losing any massive amounts of equity by any means. I think that would have been fine. So on micro we're up more than 130 bucks. We lost like 20 on RunItOnce. Yeah, on RunItOnce we're now even for the day. Like plus €2, something like that. So we're still up almost 7 buy-ins, 6.5, little more. Good stuff. I dig it. What are these guys up to? Really, just the open-ender, huh? And no flush blockers at all versus top 2, which make a full house on a turn. Look at this guy. In the raise pot, closing the action, I'm gonna put the 10 cents in. We have a suited ace. Never mind. Almost clicked the wrong button there. Huh. How we're gonna do this? I think we're gonna go for check call first, wait for a turn. Shift the equity a little bit. Nice. This time I went for the lead here. Or rather, a donk. down. Nice spot to come over the top in the small blind. No point in just calling, even with pretty bad aces. In the big blind, I would have flatted. Cold call, huh? This dude is just so very call happy. Wow. Take that. Question is bet sizing, and I think I'm gonna go big. Like, if anyone has a queen, they have a decent amount of outs of us, and they're gonna call if I bet smaller or bigger. And if they don't, you know, they won't. Then the bet sizing doesn't matter. Cool. Ooh, well, I didn't see the other set that we have in our hand. That's quite awesome. I'm digging this flop. What? The noise. I heard the noise. Thievel Troll, thank you very much for the follow. It's hugely appreciated. Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna play for it all. And he has... What do you have? Don't get there with like a gutter. No, okay. He had a 10-3, yeah, that's tough odds. And queens, okay. So no gutter for him. So for PLO, I believe there are no anonymous tables. Let me check my filters. Let's see, I hope that I didn't filter them out. Are there any? Wow, nice flop. Gonna go for the pot here because I'm blocking my own outs. I'm not blocking continuation ranges at all. Oh, we were heads up. That changed. I thought we were three ways. That changes things a little bit though. I kind of regret having chosen that bet sizing. So let me check that out. But I don't think I've ever seen an anonymous PLO table. Yeah. Gets this guy. Nah. I'm still working on cutting down the cold calling in the small blind. Would have been a very fun flop, but would have, should have, could have. Are there any anonymous tables? I don't think so. So in Hold'em, that's an option. In yeah. In Omaha, there aren't any. I'm sure they are softer. I'm sure there are. I'm putting the volume in on RunItOnce as much as I can. That's my preferred site now, of course. Of course, with a streamer promotion on top, but yeah, I just dig RunItOnce a lot. Also because I took down a pretty nice chunk of change with all the splash pots. Yeah, I bet Anonymous is softer. Yeah, and I would assume, to answer that initial question there, that you can't use the tracker on there. Like, you can... It'll still import your own hands, right? So it's good for analysis and just book record keeping. This one, I believe... Well, no, this one is actually a raised fold. I looked the exact same hand earlier. Up earlier. Now, seeing a raise in front of us, not gonna call on the button. Still 21 entries at PLO 50 at RunItOnce, so I can't wait. Next week, hopefully, barring any run bet, next week we'll be playing PLO 50 ourselves. We won't need microgaming anymore. Now this is an interesting question he's asking. Wait, is this the PLO 10 table up here? Oh, the deuce am I up 2.5 buy-ins. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the raise. Very happy to see 2 folds right away. Very happy to see his turn. Sorry. Cool. Jack 5, we need a better hand. We need to make an 8 or a king. And he had us there. He was in the big blind. Yeah, I guess that explains why he was in it in the first place with that kind of hand. Yeah, so it is a PLO 10 table. I completely zoned out there. We're up, even having lost that bind, we're up like 15 euros more on micro, so... What the fuck? When did we... Hang on, I need to check out the hands. When did we win the huge part? Oh, right, with the set of threes there. You can see the guy who was apparently rather deep himself. Now this is definitely worrying, especially coming from this player. And I think I'll let it go. We haven't seen him re-raise once in 58 hands that we tracked. Yeah, gonna let this one go. This hand is not doing too great against a so very tight 3-betting, 4-betting range. Oh, now I read the nick correctly. Duh! It always takes me a while. The Evil Troll. So, here's my rundown of the player RunItOnce player pool. Keep in mind that's only for PLO 10 and PLO 20, which I have personal experience with, although I do keep hearing good things about PLO 50. PLO 10 is always soft, PLO like very nicely soft. PLO 20 is so as well, with the exception that usually towards the evening hours, so right around this time, the tables get a little bit tighter. In the afternoons the tables are great. And late at night the tables are great. I'm not going to be able to call this for a pot size here, I think. Well, we do have the gutter on top. We have the flush draw. Let's get lucky. A very loose call here. But seeing that he checks... We don't block anything of relevance up here. But we might be able to steal this one. Also like the bet sizing for it. Nice! I was a little bit lucky there. Right, so... The player pool, yeah! We've had some super amazing tables. The splash pots just loosen up the game so much. I'm not talking about the huge splashes, which are just, you know, mayhem, because everybody goes all in, as they should. At least when you're 100 BB deep. But people go mental in the smaller splashes. So much so that, this is for PLO 10 specifically though, that if I had aces under the gun, like whatever aces or an early position, in even a small splash, I would habitually limp them, because you could almost count on somebody coming over the top, somebody else cold calling, then you were able to play for it all right away. And we made a decent chunk of change with that strategy. At PLO 20, it's not quite the case. People don't go as mental in splashes, in smaller splashes. But they still, you know, they still do just a little bit lower on the crazy scale, I guess. Let these go. And that alone makes those games very profitable in my experience. And yeah, you know, since RunItOnce came out, I'm up without streamer rake back, but with the deposit bonus up around like 215 buy-ins would be like the current total, plus another 56 or so in streamer rake back. And that's with 1 month breaking even. March I broke even on PLO 20, which was horrible. Well, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't fun though. So yeah, long answer to a short question. I guess the short answer is I like the pools. Except for the... right around this time, the PLO 20 tables tend to be a little bit tighter when they are indeed running. And otherwise, I thought it would be a really tight game because they don't do any advertising yet. It's in beta. Most people know about it from 2+2 or Reddit poker threads. And I was worried, you know, that would be very regular heavy. Turns out it's not the case. Yeah, hold him. Yeah, fair enough, P182. Yeah, I never thought about it, but they... Yeah, I've never seen any PLO 20 tables there. That's a min raise, right? I think it would be a little bit cheeky. 3 guys, yeah. Hitting a queen for sure would be sweet, but if something like this happens, we're gonna hate life. Let's watch this. Let's see what hand he takes to showdown here. If we indeed see a showdown. No, we might not. And for the last part of that answer, the evil troll, I keep hearing somewhere between good and amazing things about the PLO 50 pool. And I strongly assume that at least not everybody telling me that was trolling me. Like, hey, move up, the games are good. Like, we're gonna take your money. Yeah, aces. So now I'm feeling really good having folded there earlier against him. It's the right decision. I'm sure of it. Ooh. I'll take that then. It's a pity that we have the king and the queen of hearts as well. But this is a board where if it pairs, there are more full houses on this board than on others, so I don't mind taking it down right away. Yeah, maybe we get to see an example here of splash pot craziness. This is a small splash, 3 big blinds. We flop pretty mediocre, flop a gutter and the backdoor flush draw. We're gonna let it go, but let's watch. Ooh, nasty. Maybe it is worth a call with the backdoors for half pot size. After he calls, we are getting a pretty good price, but meh. Not a huge deal either way. One thing I don't do any marketing or much marketing on this channel, but one thing I want to point out, if any of you thinks about signing up to RunItOnce, if you can, like, try to deposit as much as you can. You don't need to leave it on the site for long. Like, you can withdraw it after a couple of days, because taking advantage of the full 600 for the deposit bonus is a good idea. It's the only bonus that I know of, and I bonus for it a lot, where you can take forever to unlock it. As long as you play one hand a month, you can take years and years to unlock it. And it does take a while for us micro players. I put in huge volume and I still have... Let me check. That makes you curious. How much do I have left of the deposit bonus? So 110 out of... Well, almost only 100 euros out of 600 initially, which is the highest the deposit bonus can go. And yeah, I hardly recommend that. There's no other bonus like that around, I believe. Yeah, now I'm gonna shut up about it. Shut up about it. Table is breaking. I do horribly at short-handed situations. I'm overfolding massively, I think. Stick around, see if somebody returns to the table. Otherwise I'm gonna close it. Top pair and an open-ender. Sure, let's keep the pot small. Bunch of straight draws that we're not blocking at all, i.e. all the higher ones. Giving us the not low straight, huh? The idiot end. Oh man, sorry to hear it, Evil. Good to hear that the games are good. Sorry to hear that you ran bad, of course, is what I mean. Taking this one down. Really? No, we split this one, right? It is 6-8. Yeah. Yeah. Seven times with aces. That is proper running bad. Damn. It's no fun just hearing about it. Two pair and a nut flush draw, yes please. And a blocker to straights. No, I'm 100% confident there's nothing fishy going on RunItOnce. That would be a PR disaster, they wouldn't be able to survive, so I'm completely certain of it. And man, yeah, clowns. Gambling clowns, for sure. I keep hearing that about PLO 50, and we've seen some proper crazy nuts at PLO 20 and PLO 10 as well. Call here. Yeah, about botting, I'm 100% certain that's not happening on RunItOnce right now. Especially since the site, you know, who knows about the future when they grow and people figure out how to have run bots when there are no hand histories immediately available, which there are not. But as long as the site is small, that's an additional plus because the support answers really fast, so they're, wow. They're not overworked or anything. And for that reason, I assume that they have a very easy time policing the games with the amount of hands that are going down right now. So if somebody was to develop a successful bot that could work on RunItOnce, they would spot it quite quickly, I'm sure. Because they can really analyze all the games in a very detailed manner right now. Which is of course different for stars when there are a billion hands played every day or whatever that crazy number is for them. Millions and millions of hands for sure. Come over to top here. Easy peasy. Is King Jack 9 double suited? Sounds like a good candidate. Also not gonna fold this one. Ooh, okay. I'm actually gonna call, because he checked in position on the flop. Like, he could have turned a set of 5s, that will explain it. Ooh, and Pandemania is back. Took a little break and came back to the table, it's awesome. Not a fun river, for so many reasons. He did have the 10, really? Checked it in position? You know, yeah. That'd sting me, man. 7 times in a row and PLO 50 to boot, that's no fun at all. Yeah, that stings for sure. Just gonna complete, this guy never falls, no need to blow up the pot out of position here with a mediocre holding. Ooh, PLO 20 opens on RunItOnce. Now that is awesome. Guess then we can close down this one PLO 10 table. Wow, and that flop huge on the new PLO 20 table. It's not a helpful card. Makes it so much harder to get value now. Does give us 2 pairs, so we have additional outs. Still gonna raise it up. I love that you always say that, Rafael Matera. Oh, that's awesome. Nice to see you back here, mate. I am on indeed, on like Donkey Kong. I think is the phrase, right? Yeah, always makes me smile when I see that. Well, the software is buggy right now, but I like it. I mean, it misses a lot of, still missing a lot of features and yada yada. But I like the look. I like the clean interface and everything. So that part I do like. I think they have a very decent basis now. But good news, Evil Troll. We saw Phil Galfond play on the new client in the test environment this week. This weekend. There's a shot. And the new software is going to be much more stable. Hopefully completely so. I mean, it's still in beta, but still. And it's going to come out either this... He was hoping for it to come out this week or next week. Well, no, he didn't say next week specifically. He said he was hoping it'll come out this week. And, you know, implied by that for me is if it doesn't, then it'll be out next week. And for PLO, it'll have to change that the splash pots are not going to count against your race size anymore. Yeah, and for now they need to work on stability, so let's reevaluate that after the next patch. And then they can add on features. And from what I heard... hang on. From what I heard, they now built like the software, they built... hang on. Before I hem and haw here much more. So they put a lot of background stuff that's not to be seen, like under the hood stuff, into the new software. And that'll make it, long story short, it'll make it much easier for future updates to be released. Now that's a shitty river. Turn. Oh, I missed your other comment there, Evil Troll. Hang on. You have to run decent, not even good, and can make a lot of money. I love hearing that. Next Sunday I'll be able to play PLO 50. I love hearing that, man. Yeah, that's why bankroll management is so important for PLO, so you don't get tilted off your nuts when you have a bad run. I mean, truth be told, I still do sometimes, but in that regard the streaming is helping immensely. I think I reached tilt like 4 times now since, or approached tilt, sometimes reach it, since February, so knocking on wood, streaming is doing wonders for me in that regard. When I'm not streaming, I'm a little bit more prone to tilting. I'll be honest about that. Nope. Sorry, I'm just writing something in Discord, in my Discord. I usually don't do this when I stream. Just gonna take a minute. So, sorry about that. Up here, we're gonna come over the top. Gonna pot it. We have a backdoor flush draw, we have a gutter, we have the top pair. Shouldn't be many sets around here, we block top set. I have mystified how I can just call, leaving $2 behind. Now of course we could be, well not dead, but doing really pretty badly against the flush. And we do. But there's no point in checking there. Be just that little behind. Right, so that's all done with. Fully focused on the stream once more. Looks like we might get to play an additional PLO 20 table soon. This one filled up nicely, which is awesome. Okay, not gonna do it like that. We have aces on another table. I'm gonna switch over as soon as some action ensues there. Here Panda is back and he's of course in the hand. A little bit sad that he didn't come over the top. Oh, wow. So one thing after another. Here we're gonna go for a bet, of course. On table 2, on table 3 I'm gonna bet really small, I think. Took it down on table 4, which is awesome. Against Panda. Yeah, I'm gonna give it one more shot, then I'm gonna shut it down. Yeah, okay. Queens are good, or jacks are good, my friend. And 8 is good for that matter. How did we win this? How did he call this? What the? What? What? That's a nice little pot right there. Gonna get the note very call happy. Right, so let me get my thoughts. So first of all, I never really played No Limit Hold'em. I played sit and goes, you know, tournaments a little bit. Sit and goes is what I got started with in poker. Then I played Limit Hold'em and then took a longer break, and now, you know, PLO. Right, PLO is tough. It's very complex to learn, I feel. So what I did, yeah, maybe that'll help you. I'll tell you how I went about it. I discovered PLO, or rediscovered it 1.5 years ago, and then I wanted to see if I liked the game. So I took a month off of everything and played PLO 2 and PLO 4, basically 40-60 hours a week, just to figure out if I kind of can find a handle on the game. Can find a way, like a mental way into it, so to say. That doesn't sound too weird. And I decided I liked it, and then I switched. I heard that short stacking is a thing, so I looked into that and switched over to short stacking, and that had the benefit that while in the micros it's not really profitable, to be honest, because rake is just such a huge factor, and you're gonna get caught a lot if I short stacked with 30 big blinds, so I got caught a lot making the variance huge and quite sickening sometimes. But the main benefit was that first of all, short stacking is mostly a pre-flop game in PLO. At 30 big blinds, certainly. Because on the flop you're either folding or you're all in, basically. So in so many spots. And the other thing is that the pre-flop is so much easier to learn because you have to be really tight short stacking at 30 big blinds. And so all the amount of stuff that I needed to learn was cut down into fewer pre-flop hands and almost no post-flop stuff, because that was really straightforward then. Couldn't really bluff much and all that, because you get called a lot, as I said. So that worked for me, and I bought the PLO matrix, which is awesome for the pre-flop stuff, and I paid for the JNet's Mastermind, which is just an awesome coaching course. Disclaimer, I get both of them for free, but my opinions are still my own, and I would have said the exact same thing, possibly even longer, if I wouldn't get either or both of them for free now. So that was my journey into PLO, and I don't think it'll ever stop. I'm in awe of people like Kippery who just know so much more about it. They go like, yeah, that's a fold, that's a raise, the solver says this and that. I'm like, how the fuck do you know all this? I know some of it, you know, of course, but... Right. Frenchie wanting attention, of course. Oh, of course. You're right. The stream and the stream chat deserves all my attention, and so it should. With all the tens, it's a fun little spot here now. Notice he's short, so he should be really snug. Question is, does he know how to short stack? And I haven't quite figured it out for him. Not quite sure about it. Not a great card. It puts... yeah. If he was full stack behind, I would have put a raise in with the not straight blockers. As it turned out, I couldn't do much there. You don't say, well. So Raphael, I hope that helped you out a little bit. Otherwise, do let me know, and I'll attempt to answer differently. Nah. Actually, let's check this out. We're an MP? Nah, I don't think so. Probably pushing it a little bit. But checking never hurts. No, needs to be suited to the ace. Perfectly single suited at that. Yes, you were lucky short stacking. I mean, I had huge stretches where I booked nice wins, but yeah, that makes a difference. 50 BB short stacking and 30 BB. 30 was insane when it came to variance. Yeah, Raphael, it really is. It's a crazy game, which in turn makes it so profitable. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I know exactly what you mean, Raphael. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Got a call here. Want to play as many hands as I can against Panda, never mind. I'd be curious to see what he shows up with. Would love to see a showdown. Ooh, wouldn't we have flopped it? Doesn't matter. Would've, should've, could've. Your face is up here. I'm gonna pot it here in a moment. Love to see him get called. Nope. Okay. So I think another 40. Oh, really? Well, don't have a set. Okay, set plus flush draw. No, right away. Right away. Why did you need to get it right away? At least let me sweat a little. Nasty, nasty. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it, Frenchie. It is like a bell curve. Very true. Well, we're still up 100 and a little more than 120 on micro. That's all good. Make a whole bunch of pairs here now. How are we doing on RunItOnce? On RunItOnce we're up 10, so 120, 130. Still almost 7 buy-ins. A little more than 6.5 in total. And now we're actually running under EV on micro. Fair enough. Gonna against Panda, really? I mean, even his bluffs probably beat us. Well, then they're not bluffs. I'm gonna let it go. I was slightly tempted to end up calling, but he's not as crazy post as he is pre. So there's that. Wow, and I didn't even notice we surpassed the 20,000 views for the channel. That's awesome as well. Wow. In 3 months, too. Yeah, definitely calling here. No, he does like to bluff on the river. I do know that. Yeah, this time he didn't. He was bluffing on the turn for sure. So he got lucky there a little bit. Especially with me calling, but that one I don't mind usually. As I said, I caught him bluffing a lot yesterday. Also don't mind cold calling here, he's just 3-betting so widely. I'm gonna be out of position, I didn't consider that part. Wow, that's a nice flop. Go for the check raise. See if you can get a buy-in back here. Got a flush draw? No, just aces. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Fuck off. We had him in rough shape there on the flop. Let's check this one out. Lucky me, lucky you indeed. He's a good sport, I'll give him that. Didn't see him smack talk or anything. Against a small blind, I don't mind betting here. It's not hitting that board all that strongly. Yeah, lucky him indeed. On the flop we had 73%. Wow. Add a gutter to our arsenal here. Yeah, 73% on the flop. On the turn, it was a exact coin flip. Got a call here for sure. Very nice. So this way he can come over the top and we get to reopen the action, I hope. Hopefully the ace helped him. Yeah, he's almost dead. Almost dead right there. So get a little bit back. What should be up on micro? 92, well, with rakeback 100, so all still good. Nice little graph for the day. Pretty much, you know, that's rarely seen. We pretty much matched OEV all the way until very recently here. Cool. Of course the month is still ugly. We're running massively on OEV. Let me show you if you want to puke a little. Wait, that's actually in currency. That's also interesting, but in BB. Oh, sorry. 2,000. More than 300 buy-ins on the EV. 300, sorry. 30, of course. 30 buy-ins on the EV. So yeah, there's that. Oh well. It'll all even out at some point. We'll run a little bit over EV. And won't we be happy then? Top pair and I got our 2 backdoor flushes, sounds pretty good. Especially against the small blind. We shouldn't have much on this board all that often. Gonna let this go. Against him I would have called. Against him, no. He has a 3-betting range of 4%. So yeah. Rather tight, I'd say. Take one off. Not a bad one, giving us an open-ender and a blocker. Nice. Evil Troll, they do indeed. You just apply, you get approved, and you know, they have a nice community, people helping you out, setting up everything. They have a nice step-by-step guide how to set up everything as well. And yeah, they approve everybody. I think if you're from the UK you can't right now, but they're working on that. It's due to regulations. Huge pot here in the making. Well, not huge, but you know. Ace against ace queen. Now that's not the hand you would take into battle against the min raise. I'm calling this. I'm curious. I don't think I've seen a min raise before. At least not often. Yeah, go for it, Evil Troll. If you have any questions about setting up streams or anything related to it, or anything at all, hit me up on Discord if you want to join our Discord server. Interesting turn. And then you will know where to find me should you have any questions. Yeah, as soon as he could, like, him calling makes it that much easier. My fold. But I think even had he not, I would have folded here. Gonna go for the bet fold. In the tank, huh? What you on about, sir? Awesome. Happy to take it down. Ooh, a new PLO 20 table opened. That's awesome. Out of position with the 3 and the deuce in here. I'm just gonna let it go. Shall be better spots. Not particularly fond of hands containing 3s and deuces, even if they're double suited. Not gonna fold against the panda re-raise. I block kings. He has the queen with the better kicker. Fair enough. Actually had a decent re-raising hand for a change, right? What do you have? Ace king queen 7 double suited. Yeah. Just goes to show anybody can get a hand. Get aces on a new PLO 20 table. I'll move it over should I get action. Ooh, I get called. I have a very bad board. Hang on, I can show you, I think. Just gonna check fold or fold. What are these guys up to? Looks like it's shaping up to be a very nice pot. Looks like a 3-bet pot with a whole bunch of callers, everybody but me in. Okay, let me bring the new table over. Yep, looking good. So once more, sitting only on PLO 20 tables, finally, 2 of them being on RunItOnce. Down here, why the heck am I in this hand? Oh, because it was a limp pot and I only had to check. That explains it. They play for a big one? Yeah, it looked like it. Here it's 9s against... Really? Out with a 10 there? Okay. Ah, so much better. So much better look, the RunItOnce tables than the microgaming environment. I'm getting hungry. It's my dinner break is approaching. So at most another 25 minutes. And of course then I'll be back tonight, 2 hours later. At 10 o'clock Central European summertime for the nightly PLO stream. Again, hopefully with more RunItOnce. In the splash pot, sure. I think I'll take one off depending on the bet size. Of course, if we blast full pot, then I'm out. Over here, I flop a top pair, having raised. I'm gonna go for 3/4 of the pot. See where that takes us, and I take it down there. Nice. Oh, you're really in that tank, huh? Maybe you got this code. If he got disconnected, I could go, you know, see if he auto-folds, but I don't want to do it. Just gonna play it straight up. One of the slowest hands we've ever played. We took it down. Worth waiting for that €1 whatever in profit. Actually, a little more. It was a splash. Nah. Same is true here. Right? Right. We have kings and Pentamania is chipping up nicely. He always sits on nice decks, I have to give him that. He's way too aggressive, and he 3-bets way too wide. Also 4-bets way too wide, but post-flop he has a... Post-flop he plays decent. A strange mix too. A pre-flop maniac and post-flop okay. Okay-ish player. Open-ender, blockers, overpair. I think checking sounds alright. Okay, hello nuts. See if we can squeeze some money out of it. Evil troll, awesome! I hope that was PLO 50 as well. If so, then more power to you. Happy to hear it. As you know, it's nice to have players like these in the game, which is why I never berate them. I prefer not to chat to them at all unless they start chatting, because I don't want to chase them off or anything. I just enjoy their company, and ultimately, quite often their chips. Ooh, also enjoying this right now. Getting the aces. Would you care for a raise, Dorian? Be alright by me. Yeah, that's also true. People assume you have flush draws a lot, I think. Which, truth be told, is often the case. Happy to take it down right now. Follow up mediocre aces by mediocre double suited kings. Cool. Call here with the suited ace, ace jack, and a pair in our hand. That'd be horrible. Let's check it out. Let's give him MP because one guy is missing. We have the ace-jack 5-5. Is that a call, sir? Yep. It is indeed. Yeah, I mean, he had top pair on that board. Some 2-pair outs which could beat your ace-8 or ace-deuce. Nothing not to enjoy there. Next Tuesday, I think, is the day where we're gonna be in them PLO 50 streets. You know, knocking on wood, nothing terrible happens until then. Run bad wise. Top 2. Gonna go for it right away, limp pot. Really? Right away? Bet fold now. Ah, wonderful. Yet an open-ender, 10s and 9s, double suited. Nice hand, I don't really see why you want to limp that. But fair enough. Top pair, backdoor flush draw, blockers, gutter, and pot. Cool, cool, cool. Middle set. It's nice, it's nice. How about you don't have quads? But something that can call. Ah, fair enough. Woot! P182, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it immensely. Nice. Yeah, 4 ways, easy fold. So usually I raise this in MP. I'll look it up if that's correct, but with this guy re-raising, I don't want to play this hand 3-bet out of position against him. Let's check it out if I should be raising this in the first place. Yes, I should. And it should be a raised fold. Well, that part is not surprising. Oh, some server issue there. Let's hope they come back. If not, I have to restart the client. Nope, they're back. Not much longer, man. Hope this week is the week of the patch. That would have been an interesting spot for us had we been in the hand. Interesting flop spot there. Hmm. 12 entries now at PLO 20 on RunItOnce. Things are looking up. I hope the games don't break when I go on dinner break. So how we doing? How we doing? On micro we are up pretty much an even 100. So 5 binds right there. Plus another 10 euros, not binds unfortunately. So 110, 5.5 binds. Quite alright. And we're running like 50 euros under EV on micro. Meh. Could be worse. Not much going on right now. Let's watch this. Really? So you bet the kings? Really small? What the? Okay. Okay. I struggle with these hands because I'm not really sure what to do with them. But blind versus blind is probably not a huge deal. We do flop a pair and open-ender. We flop an open-ender? Yeah. Here's of hearts that do store. We do have the nut straight now. We have a heart in our hand. Not quite sure what we can get called by that repeat, but that's ultimately up to him to figure out. Okay. Splash pot I called a... It was a limp pot. I just had to check. Called a min bet on the flop. But once the flush was on there, I don't think it was terribly exciting anymore. Okay. Usually I fold this, but again, pandas in the hand. Doesn't play superbly well multi-bait this hand. Actually, would that make it a raise? Might be worth considering. Now he raises, wow. Okay, one fold. Panda could be in there with anything. No, I think I do want to call. I have a gutter, backdoor flush draw. So, not a lot. Also don't think this is the kind of board he's not going to see bet on. So I would expect him to lead a lot here. I think I'm gonna pot it and go with it if somebody comes over the top. If they do, you know, they're gonna be in love with the hand, obviously. But yeah. Yeah, I think I liked it a little bit better than checking behind. Very nice. One for the good guys. Nothing to do down here. Take that one down. Wait, what? Now we do turn a set. Ooh, 3 ways, huh? Okay. Now here... Hang on, stuff's going on all over the place. Here I'm just gonna flat. First of all, it's a good hand to flat with, and I think there's, you know, he's 3-betting just so much. Over here we end up making a full house, which is pretty sweet. And no dice with the 3-bet. No dice. Man, I so wouldn't have minded. Took it down with the full house. I don't believe anybody called. Nope. And letting this one go. Clock say, okay, another 9 minutes of stream. And then a short 2-hour dinner break. Well, shortish. Then I'll be back. Yeah, streaming a little over 3 hours. I started a little bit later today because I was busy, frankly, doing stuff with the emotes and hiring an artist and all that stuff. But usually I stick to my schedule that you can find under on my Twitch page if you scroll down a little. Here's a min raiser on the turn. It's quite funny to watch. Then again, I'm easily amused. Nothing cooking. I think it's not good enough. In the cutoff. We have a gap in the low cards, and yeah. I'll check it out. Yep, that's correct. 6-5. Even the 6-4 would be fine, but not the 5-4. Cool. Looks like there's some 3-betting going on down here. He 3-bet the Queen Queen Jack 7? Wow. Hang on, I think here we are gonna come in for the squeeze. It's a little bit thin. Maybe a little bit too thin. Yeah, just gonna be a check fold. Down here in the splash pot I did the unthinkable and limped under the gun. I think I'm still gonna call. Yeah, this table's a little bit on the looser end as well. Yeah, I don't think I mind the call completely. I know it's not GTO, like the solver would fold here, I'm pretty certain of it. Huh, would have made all the sets, huh? Pretty funny. Honestly, I don't know. Let's check it out. Okay. So, gutter to the nuts, 2 overcards, and the nut flush draw. I'm gonna take one off. And what do you know? Right, so I just heard dinner's ready. Perfect time. So one more orbit on all the tables. Put this one down. Here, things are getting rather interesting. Nah. Wow, putting the flush draw out there and giving us the full house, huh? That's quite nice of you. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go for the large raise here. Let's see how that works out for us. A 9-8 or something. I have hopes that he's not gonna be able to fold it. In that tank, huh? Okay. Not losing huge amounts of equity if I get raised here. Onto the final hands, I get aces over here. I have a raise in front, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. No point in just calling. Wow, what a flop. Wow, that's awesome. That's very awesome of you, guy. I'm gonna put a small bet in here. Let's watch this though first. Let's take this one down. And we take the other one down, okay. No, come on. Come on. With that crappy hand, are you serious? Okay, 2 last hands here. That's what it is. Certainly nasty. Take that one down. Fair enough. So crazy dude for sure. So it was like a 6-6-5-3 or something that he raised there. No, 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 no. I didn't. I mean to set out here. Well, that's gonna be the last hand in any case. Otherwise, my dinner's getting cold. One last hand down here, not playable, and one more hand up here. So we're still doing fine for the day. Of course, that one hurt a little bit. On microgaming, we're up 105, something like that. I think on RunItOnce we're now down just a smidgen. Yeah, we're down like 10. So we're up 95, somewhere in the neighborhood, almost 5 buy-ins. Good enough for 3 hours work. One last hand coming up. Nope. Right, so thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for the resub, Raven, right? thanks for the follows and for keeping me company. My name is NetRaisin, and I'll be back in pretty exactly 2 hours from now. Yeah, I'll see if I can find somebody fun to host, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, everyone.